In about mid-January 2008, I had to tell my wife and brother that my oncologist had told me that my cancer had metastasized and that I had 18 months to live. I was born in Manila. I'm a fourth generation Filipino Australian. I'm very interested in politics. I've got a very high opinion on political matters, and I'm also very interested in history. I love sport, and I also like horse racing. My life was, I love to eat. I love food, and I would eat anything. On my father's side of the family, they've got a history of heart disease. So to combat that, what did I do? I used to be very fit. I used to play basketball 3 times a week. I used to swim and cycle 3 or 4 times a week. I was very involved. I used to go to the gym. I used to do weights as well. What caught me unprepared was a diagnosis of prostate cancer. When I got diagnosed with it, to be honest, my first sensation was, I'm too busy for this. That's what I thought. In other words, I'm too busy for this. I've got so many things to do, now what's this? But then, and for about 6 months, I just decided to do, monitoring. And Pauline encouraged me to take up one of the options, whether that was a radical prostatectomy or what was available at the time, which was brachytherapy. And because I still wanted to be a bull, you know what that means? I went for brachytherapy. When I first had the bone scan, which showed all of the different spots on my spine where I had the cancer, I decided to go and have natural therapies every month. So for a whole month, I'd be doing natural therapies. At the end of the month, I would do a PSA reading. If it went down, I would continue the therapy. If not, I would go to another natural therapy the month after. And mentally, I was stable too, because I had trained myself to accept that I could die. In other words, I got rid of the fear of dying. Otherwise, I would have done what my oncologist wanted me to do. And I decided, I'm going to do my own research. You're going to be my consultant, but I will decide what I want to do. Because you, my oncologist, I have accepted what you told me to do once, and that didn't work. And now it's for me to decide what I want to do. So I took it out of his hands. I used him as a consultant. He still did my PSA readings and all that sort of stuff. But I decided what I wanted to do. I did things like meditation, changing my diet, leaving out sugar and carbohydrates, taking natural therapies like vitamin D, omega-3, magnesium, curcumin. At various times it held it, but then it'd go up again. Then it'd hold it, then it'd go up again. Hold it, go up again. Until I got to 543, when thankfully I got in contact with Ben, and the first month that I was on the therapy that Ben put me on, I went from 543 to 29.6. with Ben, I decided to give him another chance and send him an email. I said, this is what I've done. It hasn't worked. I didn't expect to get a reply because I wasn't one of his patients, but he replied. He told me, this is what you're doing wrong. Do this, do that, do this, do that. A month later, 543 down to 29.6. Just like that. I've told Ben that I wouldn't be here without him. He's my hero. He's the one who saved my life. Love the man. I get very emotional about him. Anyway, yeah. Uh, 3.5 years after I started on his protocol, I went to Germany and commenced the 6 different treatments of dendritic stem cell therapy. 6 treatments, right? 6 periods of where they re-injected the blood into me with my own stem cells improved. And after that, I came back to Australia and I was put on some other natural medications, plus something called prostasol and a silver sterol mix, which Ben also produces in cooperation with AceQLab. But other than that, I took vitamin D, curcumin, and other natural supplements. And I took all of those up until about a year after I came back from Germany. And then a year after that, I got rid of the silver sterol. I still take some of the prostasol and the natural therapies, and it's all going very well. I don't know if he told you, but he's also suggested now I should probably go on something called Singaporepirin or something mixed with metformin, which seems to be a very, very good protocol in vitro for prostate cancer. And you see, this is the mark of the man. Even now, he's not stopping at what he knows. He's still researching and coming up with all these different initiatives that are happening now as we're talking. Ben did something for me, which I'll always be very thankful for it. And I've told anybody who wants to know and learn from my experience that I'm here for them, and I'm always happy to help.